guys, welcome to our channel. My name is Salima. I am the mother of the M family, and this channel is all about life, living, and travel as a family. Right now I am a solo mama of 4, and we are on a travel adventure, traveling around the world, exploring other places, cultures, people, homeschooling, and just living our life. We started this channel because when I was making the decision to travel, to get out and see the world, and to do it in this big way with my kids as a solo mama, of course, I had fears, hesitations. I was terrified, didn't really know how to start, where to start. And what really helped me was seeing other people share their stories, share their experiences, show the journey that they were going through. And it let me know that it was possible and that I could do it. So it's my hope that this channel will be the same for any or all of you, whether you have kids, whether you're solo, single, married, coupled, retired, whatever it is, to just see a family living out their dreams, taking these big, bold moves, doing things with fear, right? Having the fear and doing it anyway. And hopefully you'll just enjoy our journey, enjoy our family as we travel, live life, and explore and share that all with you. I'm 40 years old, and it has been my desire for as long as I can remember to travel, to explore, to see the world, to live more connected to nature. And for a very long time, it just stayed that, right? Like a desire inside of me, and I didn't really take action on it. Something happened, maybe you heard about it in 2020, that totally, it just shocked and changed the world forever. And it was a result of that and living through that and experiencing that I just decided now was the time, right? For better or worse, regardless, I am jumping out there and I'm doing this thing. And I'm doing it. And I am still afraid, but I am still making those choices and moving forward and doing it. I put things into place. I took very messy action. I didn't wait for things to be perfect. So in about October, November of 2022, right? Well, first I had a conversation with my kids in 2020, and I told them by the time I turned 40, we're going to be traveling. Don't know how, don't know where, but we are living our dreams, right? We're not just talking about it, we're living our dreams. So in October, November, right, I had been watching YouTube videos, being in the house, being off of work since March of 2020. I had been just diving into YouTube videos. For the first time in my life, I had something I didn't even realize I needed, and that was time, right? In 2020, we all were at home. Things kind of stood still for a while, and I had time to think, time to feel, time to breathe, and really dig into what was important to me for my life, my family, my children. So by October of that year, I was putting plans in place. I had already talked to my landlord, told him that we weren't renewing our lease. I had started looking into getting storage units. I start putting things in preparation. I start going to summits and taking online courses, following people, and just really diving into this travel adventure, this travel dream, and what it would look like for me and my family. Fast forward to January 1st, 2023, and we started preparing. We put our entire 4-bedroom house, not the entire thing, but lots of stuff in storage. We also sold, gave away, donated tons of things, and we started the ball rolling. Literally from January 1st to February 1st. 4 weeks, y'all, 4 weeks. I packed up my home, my family, my kids were awesome. Our community helped us. And in 4 weeks' time, it went from a plan and a thought and something I desired to an actual execution. And we flew out of Atlanta, Georgia on February 1st, 2023 for our very first travel adventure. We landed in Cancun, Mexico, stayed there for a couple weeks. It was beautiful chaos. We had beach adventure that went wrong. We had meltdowns from mom because I didn't understand the language, did not speak Spanish, didn't realize how hard that would be for me. Just transitioning into another country, just the experience of leaving your home, all of the things, right? Did not realize how deeply that would impact me. So there were some bumps, there were some hurdles, but we got through it. We kept moving forward. We stayed strong together as a family. After 2 weeks in Cancun, we went on to Merida, Mexico, where we enjoyed a fabulous adventure in time, connecting with the people, the culture, the community, the food. And we spent almost 3 months moving around Merida and just having the time of our lives. We went to cenotes, we went bike riding, we had meetups, we went to restaurants, poetry nights, clubs. We met so many friends, and it was just phenomenal. We ended up coming back to the States, or going back to the States for a few months. And quite honestly, it was a struggle. Me, my 4 kids, ages 23, 15, 11, and 9, and our naughty Orange Tabby even came along for the ride for that first 3 months of travel in Mexico. We returned to the States May 1st, and it was my plan to reestablish us there, right? We had our little adventure. Maybe we would travel more in the future, right? But thing after another kept coming up. It seemed like I was being called to keep traveling. It seemed like I was being like this calling, something within me wanted to continue travel. So while I was trying to fight against what I felt and establish a life in Atlanta, everything kept going, what I felt at that time, wrong, right? Everything was going wrong. Everything was falling apart. I couldn't secure housing. So many things was just coming up, and I just kept trying to force it. Once I let that go and leaned into what I felt deep inside of my spirit, inside of my soul, and I realized I'm a traveler. At least during this season and this time in my life, I am a traveler. So the moment I booked those plane tickets back to Mexico, I felt relief. I felt a shift. I felt the weight lifting off of my shoulders. All of the struggle that I had been going through for 3 months trying to make it work back home in Atlanta, it was instantly relieved. Now, there was still some fear, still some doubt, still some kinks to be worked out. But when I made the decision to follow what I felt inside of me, there was ease. So we are now back in Mexico again, this time for at least 6 months. And we're going to continue the travel adventure. We're going to continue sharing it with you. We have spent a glorious month here in Puerto Morelos. It has been fantastic. And we are headed back to Merida, Mexico in just 5 days, where we're going to spend the next 5 months exploring, getting acclimated back to the community, enjoying the culture, the people, the food, and all the wonderful things. And we're going to take you right along with us for the M Family travel adventure, where we are living life, loving each other, and sharing this entire journey with you. Now, our first few videos, maybe our first handful of videos from our first adventure here in Mexico, they're a little bit rough. I'm just warning you guys, right? But we kept showing up, we kept filming, and we are going to get better. I promise you. So as you're looking through our videos, the quality is not as great. The camera might be a little shaky. We're getting our feet up under us, right? We're putting ourselves out there, even though it's messy. So just know our videos are gonna get better. Our recording is gonna get better. Our editing is gonna get better, and you're along to see all of that, right? You're along for the journey. So super, super important. Like I said in the beginning, our videos are a little, we're starting off, right? You gotta go to pre-K, you gotta go to kindergarten, you gotta keep moving up, right, before you graduate. But my daughter, Kai, who's now 12, she is the wonderful editor, the creator of these videos, and you will see the progression. You will notice how they get much, much better. The music, the cuts, the vibe, the editing. She is phenomenal, and she edits, and basically she is the producer. She and I work together on the channel, but she is the mind and the beauty behind the recording, the editing, really putting things together in a way that just look good and feel good. So hopefully you can appreciate the progression, right? Watching our first videos and how they look, and then seeing as time goes on, just how wonderful that they become. And I am so sure they're going to become even more fabulous as Kai keeps leveling up and, really, really perfecting her skills. But I'm super, super proud that she's able to do this, and we're able to do this together. So during the time, right, this 4-week period, and I am a crazy person. I'm not suggesting anyone do this unless that's just how your journey kind of unfolds. But 4 weeks is bananas to get everything packed up, sorted, stored, given away, whatever. It was bananas. And during this entire time, guys, we had to plan and have a birthday party for my youngest. She turned 9 in the process. I am still working the entire time while we're packing and moving. So blessed and so grateful to have 2 phenomenal online jobs that I absolutely love, remote work, location independent, but still I'm having to pack up a home, all of the stuff, boxes, packing, moving, organizing all of that, working full time online for 2 jobs, planning and having a birthday party for my youngest, all while we're getting ready to go on this travel adventure. And we had actually been on an adventure before, years before, when I was still with my ex. We went as a family to Costa Rica for about 6 to 8 weeks. But the girls, they were so young, they don't even really remember. So in this first video that you're gonna see, a lot of it is just the airport and us on the plane. And it's such a huge deal because this is really like their first time. Like, this is what they're gonna remember. So it's a huge deal. And also, tell y'all a secret, I'm actually a traveler who is afraid of flying. It's one of my biggest fears, but I'm learning to release that, right? I don't want to continue to identify as someone that's scared of flying, because flying is a beautiful means to allow me to live out my dreams of traveling and seeing this beautiful earth and beautiful world that we live in with my kids. But it is a huge deal for me because I was so focused on how much joy what the kids were having and their experience going through an airport, getting, checked through TSA. They were just loving all of it, soaking it all up, being on a plane, that my fear, it really literally took a back seat, and I was just so overjoyed with them. So that's why I'm gonna keep working to release that, right? That kind of like these titles that we give ourselves and these identities we hold on to, it can be limiting. So I'm learning to release that and let that go. I am a traveler who embraces flying now. So the kids were totally on board for Mexico. They were super, super excited. I'm the type of person, I have family meetings. I include them in things, their voices, their opinions, and all of that matters. We talk, we communicate really openly, and I really care about how they feel. Now, of course, ultimately, as the mother and the head of the family, I'm gonna make the final decision, but we did have conversations about it. They were super on board, super excited. It's really interesting though, that once we actually made it to Mexico that first time, to see how everyone's sort of experience and what they felt, it was really different than most of us expected. And there were times, y'all already told y'all, I was like losing it, having breakdowns. It was just so different, and it was such a big change. But the kids even went through their own emotions and experiences with it. And there was a time when we thought we might end the travels and just go home. It just was a really, really challenging transition. But one thing that we did, we kept communicating with each other. I kept communicating with them. And we decided as a family, we're gonna give this at least 90 days. We're gonna give it at least 3 months to see, how do we even really feel about how we feel, right? How can we know this is such a huge thing that you really do have to experience it and go through it? So we all agreed, even my little 9-year-old, we were gonna give it 90 days. And when I tell you the transformation that took place within that time, it's just beautiful. We went from feeling very, very like nervous, on edge, scared. Did we make a mistake? Did we do the wrong thing for our family? To absolutely loving it. Once we allowed ourselves the time and just the experience to just experience it, right? You have to give yourself the experience of experiencing it, if that makes sense. And we all just had such a wonderful time. By the end, none of us wanted to leave, which is probably why I kept feeling that call in my spirit to come back. And now we're back. So, something to know about my beautiful, beautiful lovelies, which is what I call my children. We're super, super close. And so I really do respect like their wishes, their desires, what they want. So I have a 15-year-old son. Well, he was 15 when we started this journey. He's 16 now. He doesn't like to be on camera, doesn't like to have his picture taken. None of that stuff. So you'll hear us talk about him, maybe hear him in the background, but he won't be on camera that much. But know that I am traveling with my 4 kiddos. In the beginning of our travel adventures is the 5 of us. So me, my 4 kiddos, and our naughty little Orange Tabby, Chester. And once we return to the States, my oldest, who was 23 at the time we started our travel, she's 24 now. Maya, my heart, my lovely, she decided she wanted to really lean into her independence and really, really discover and align with who she is. And she decided not to come with us this time around. It was difficult. It's been a journey with that, but I respected that. So she and Chester aren't here with us this time around. We talk almost every single day. We FaceTime multiple times throughout the week, sometimes multiple times throughout the day. And now that we've been back on our travel adventures here in Mexico for a month, Maya's been in the States. She has a car, she has a job, she's staying with family, she's all set. She's feeling really good and kind of settled in there, and we're feeling really good and settled in here. So just know, things might not always look like how you plan, how you imagine, how you desired. I always thought we would all be together traveling. Doesn't mean that it's not still perfect, right? Doesn't mean that things aren't still working out. Oftentimes they're just working out differently than you thought or than you planned. So just wanted to throw that out there as you're watching our channel, seeing us interact. You won't see much of my son. And in the first part of our adventures, you'll see Maya and our cat. And then now that we're back here for our second travels, it's me and just the 3 youngest, minus Maya and Chester. So really, really hope you enjoy the video, the channel, our journey. And yeah, subscribe, like, come back, follow us, leave comments. Be nice. And I hope you enjoy our travel adventures, our family life. And yeah, welcome to the M family.